Hi, Miss Novi.
Hi.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
fine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you as well? Are you good, Miss Novi?
Yeah, I'm good. Here
That's
we are
good.
again.
Been busy lately?
Okay, so I think we're gonna start now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Filipinski Yelpasampun in Norge FHS DigiSeminar. I'm Novi, an FHS volunteer and a member of Team Newbie in Norway. Together with me is Lorraine, a fellow FHS volunteer and a newbie in Team Newbie in Norway. Yeah, so a short information about the Filipino Helping Society in Norway. It is an NGO that provides information drives and awareness campaigns to benefit and help migrant groups in Norway gather the information they need for navigating life in Norway. So in today's Digi seminar, we are ending August with the topic Children's Rights in Norwegian Perspective. So mid-August is when the school year begins in Norway. Thus, this topic is relevant for parents with children who just started their school journey. So especially to those who are newcomers to the country.
Yes. Thank you for the introduction, Novi. By the way, I'm Lorraine. I'm the team leader of some Team Freshies of Newbies in Norway. But before we begin, we at the Filipinska Hilfesamfund i Norge, or FHS, are here to guide, help, and hold your hand to the best of our capabilities and provide information that may help you integrate into Norwegian society.
Yeah, and to
Yes.
just add and remind that FHS is an independent NGO that helps with information drives to benefit the migrant groups in Norway. So we are not in any way affiliated with the local government agencies, and our presentations are based on our research from reliable sources made by available by the local authorities, and we cannot help in individual cases, and we ourselves have no expertise beyond the information shared. But today, we are privileged to be joined by a resource speaker who is an expert in this topic. So, having said that, shall we move on to our topic already? Rain?
Yes, Novi, thank you for that. And of course, we have to welcome also all our viewers out there. So, to make this Digi seminar also interactive, please write down all your questions and greetings in the comment section. We would like to open this Digi seminar with a statement. Every child has the right and obligation to attend primary and lower secondary school. That statement also comes from the Directorate of Education in Norway that every parent should know. An important statement that gives the rights for the children to go to school. If it appears likely that they will be in Norway, then for longer than 3 months, the children and youth who arrive at the right to have the right to attend and primary and lower secondary education. The child must be enrolled in school by the municipality as soon as possible and no later than 1 month after a child enters the country.
Yeah, that's correct. It is also in accordance with the children's rights in Norway, according to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. So, the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child 1989 is incorporated in Norwegian law. With regard to education, the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child states that children's education should help them fully develop their personalities, talents, and abilities. It should teach them to understand their own rights and to respect other people's rights, cultures, and differences. It should help them to live peacefully and protect the environment.
Yes, partner, in my opinion, this law is really very crucial to all of the families out there because it's very relevant to our topic for today. But I think we need an expert in order for us to fully understand children's rights in accordance with Norway's approach.
Mhm. Yeah, so yes, indeed, to Lorraine. So, in order for us to understand more deeply about our topic for today, we would like to welcome our guest who lives in Lørenskog, a 42-year-old kindergarten teacher here in Norway. So she graduated from Uslumet in 2018 and a further education of guidance for practice teachers in 2021. And this year, she attained her special pedagogy certificate. So let us all welcome Mrs. Felizel Vicente Colfus. Hi.
Hi, ma'am. Welcome and good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, thank you. Can I, Novi?
Yeah.
Novi and Lorraine, yeah. I think you are also expert now in about children's rights because that's it's good to know that you know those. Everybody has the duty to know.
Yeah.
Should I start the seminar now or
Yes,
my slides?
I think you can now share your slide.
yes,
Yeah.
we'd like to open now the floor to you, ma'am, and we'll see you again in a bit.
Okay, thank you. Okay, children's rights. As the hosts told us a while ago, it is already um, used by the United Nations and ratified by the Norwegian government in 1989. But these children's rights had been already declared in 1959, so it's been a long time. I don't know how many decades now. But then we can still see that there are other countries which is not really practicing the children's rights uh, because maybe because it's some cultural perspective and some reasons is that um, Norway is different from the other. Uh, Norway is much more richer, and Philippines also is different from Norway with regards to the way we see things with perspective. Um, so, but then actually, this children's right is written, and we have all the duty to implement it. Can you go to the other slide? Thank you. And here are the children's a list of children's rights. You can read much more about it by yeah copying the QR code and read about it. Um, yeah, thank you. Can you go again to the other? Yeah. And here is the five main rights of the child. It is first is the protection. It should the child should be protected according to when it comes to nobody could harm them. Nobody would they will live in a place which is go not to shelter. There's a love of harmony and love from their parents, especially, or from the other people who give them much more love, and some other foresata, which we called it foresata in Norway, which was the guardians, because not all children have their own parents actually, and they should be protected. And then the second one is education. It's mandatory for every child to go to school so that they could learn, because a lot of children, especially in the African area, uh, they don't go to school. Um, they go to Instead of going to school at an early age, they need to work because of poverty, not only in African area, but some also in the Philippines, and even in other parts of Asian countries. And the second one is healthcare. Um, the child has the right to see a doctor if they are sick. That's the reason why, even in the Philippines, the little child needs to be cared and to be checked by the healthcare provider. They got this vaccine and everything. And even here in Norway, and even parts of the other parts of the world, they need the vaccine. But as you have maybe heard or read about it, that there are a lot of children. The UNICEF, a lot of children cannot or doesn't have this opportunity to have the vaccine, which is very, very crucial in the early child when they are some months. Here in Norway, I think they will get this healthcare or this vaccine until they are 2 years or something like that. And then the child has the right to have shelter. I mean, shelter is it's a when you need shelter, it's a house. They need to have a home to go home to. Um, Unfortunately, there's a lot of children. I saw it in Manila before. They live in the street, and that's very sad, actually. And there shouldn't be a child who lives in the street. And then the last one is good nutrition. Mm, Children should eat 3 times a day. A good one. Maybe you have um, think about the good nutrition, because I don't what I remember is that when I was a child, we learned about this go grow and glow food, something like that. But then it's the parents who needs to provide these rights. They need to learn about this right. But rights is not only thing that you the thing you have it, but actually it's the thing also that needs to practice in a way that not other people are also be harmed. So can we go to the other slide now? And now I'm going to talk about, which is much more, how could I say, much more expertise on the right to education in Norwegian perspective. Oh, okay. It came up a question here. I would like to be a barnehagelærer. Why is it important for me to know these rights? Should I answer now, or we'll take it later? Okay. Yeah. To be a kindergarten teacher, it's not only teaching a child how to write and count. That's the thing we are doing in the Philippines, learning the child at an early age, maybe around 2, speaking in different language: English, Tagalog, Filipino English, and other language. I spoke 3 languages when I was a child. because I came from the north. And but then it's very important to know these rights, because you as a kindergarten teacher has this do you call it one the duty to practice it, and the duty to protect the child's rights. I will come later on the slides why it's very important to know these rights, because even though we live in Norway, there are still some parents, especially study shows that especially the parents who are foreigners have different cultures and still practicing the way of living they have uh, from from their country of origin. And it's in at early age when they begin in the kindergarten at 1 year old, they already begin that one, or some of them begins at 10 months old. You need to see if there is what do you call one, the child is living in harmony with the parents, that they are not exposed to violence and harm, because we don't know what happens and inside the four corners of the house of the child. So you need to have that one. So if you are going to be a kindergarten teacher, you are going to read. Also, I'm going to show you the book we have already. Even though if you are going to have your master and everything, is still this is the Barna Convention, the book which we used in the Barnehagelarer Utdanning, Kindergarten Teacher Education. It's Barna Convention. This one. Is there any other questions? Okay, nothing. Yeah. Can you go to the next slide then? Okay. Yeah, as I said a while ago, the right to education. I have a little bit of expertise about the right to education in Norwegian perspective. In the kindergarten, I've been working in the kindergarten for already almost 16 years here in Norway, and it's very different from what what we are doing in the Philippines, because learning here in Norway is learning based on the concept of John Dewey, learning by doing. It should be a first-hand experience. So the main role, the main, what do you call it? One, the main part of the everyday life of the child in the kindergarten is playing and socializing with other children, and not only with other children, they also socialize with the adults and the parents when they are coming. Mm. And we are using this what you call one Rammeplan. It's learning. It's I will show it to you. Rammeplan for Barnehagen. Rammeplan for Barnehagen. It is a book where we use when we make our lesson plan. So in this book, there are just like seven subjects we are using, but then the main part of it is always in even though there's seven subjects, we need always to go back the child. We need to the child the child the child's right to play, and the five main rights of the children, it's incorporated in this book, because Norwegian system and they are very fond of going out, playing outside, playing inside. That's all they play all the time. So they have this childhood. The childhood is it's rich with playing memories. And in Norwegian perspective, it's very important to socialize with other people. We have this social competence. It should be developed at an early age. They should be a part of the group. And um, one of the hosts told you a while ago about the right to express what they think, um, and feel without harming others. So the children, they have to be in this medvirkning. We call it medvirkning, so participation. We always listen to them. Um and then we have this word medbestemmelse, co-determination. They need to be involved in any decision we have in the kindergarten. But sometimes it's difficult also to tend to all. When you have 10 children in one section, you cannot also listen to what they want, because sometimes the other child want to go do like this, the other child to do like this. It's not that how it works in the kindergarten. We have this one, we call it majority. We need to see the listen the majority also, what they want. So if it's only one child who want to go outside or to play this kind of thing, and the others wanted to play a different thing, then we need to have this we call majority of the group. We need to follow that one, even though they have the right with medvirkning or participant or medbestemmelse. Is there any questions from this one? Yeah. Is there any questions about the kindergarten? Okay. I think I don't have so much. Okay, that one. And in the kindergarten, before the child begins in the kindergarten, we have this one-on-one parent teacher meeting, um, where we talk about the child, what they want, what they're eating, what they really likes, are they playing or something, and we talk about this, if they have already taken the necessary vaccine here in Norway, if they are living here, um, and then we need to inform the parent about the different cooperating institution for the kindergarten, because it's very important to know that if there is something, if the child comes to us, if they know how to speak, or if we find something, even though even though the child has some bruise or something, we as uh, as a teacher, and I have some also two um, adults in the kindergarten, it's very important for us to be very observant in how the child looks, how the child wear, if they will be delivered without even changing their diapers to be or yeah, something like that, or the food the parents is delivering is only consists of some carbohydrates or something, because here in Norway they are very fond of eating wheat or something, integral, or yeah. So that could be we don't call the barnavarn at once. but we need to talk to the parents first. So we inform the parents about this cooperating institution, Barnavarn. They are the It's an institution where we can call and talk about if there is about the child. It's anonymously. If a child has been, we have observed that the child has been crying all the time, and there is something. We don't call them at once, but we need to talk to the parents first. So we have this PPT. It's an institution where if a child, we observe a child is developed not so normally, or I can call it, some children develop not according to the normal, in a normal curve. Some children have, we cannot tell everything about it, that the child has autism or something, but we need to involve the PPT. But before that one, we need to call fag center in an area where the child is living, and we have this health station where the child is. I think I don't have a child. That's the reason why I don't know how does it works here. But according to the parents, they visit the health station when it comes to vaccine, and when it comes to this 2 years control. When it comes to the 2-year-old control, they need to control to see the development of the child. When it comes to speaking, is there any improvement, is there any progress? When it comes to the physical progress, is the child cannot walk, or there is something wrong in the way they walk when here or something. So we have this also healthcare provider, your doctor. We need to call them also if there's anything we need to talk about them, and the police. And then again, before we call the police, it's also the Barnavarm is involved. But this could be, it takes a very, very um uh it's case to case basis, actually. Okay. I think we can. Okay. So the child rearing and parenting, Philippines versus the Norway culture. Mm, I cannot tell you that you need to totally embrace the Norwegian culture, because we are still Filipinos. There are some very good values we have in the Philippines. Um, just like being respectful, saying po and opo. But then here in Norway, we don't say po and opo. We just call their names. In the kindergarten, they just call my name, but it doesn't mean they don't respect me. Mm. It's just the way. It's just the culture. Um, but then we need to adapt. But still, we need to follow your own way of parenting, and because every parents have their way of rearing their child, but it should be according to the children's law, or to the kindergarten act here in Norway, because in the Philippines, as I told my parents before, that when I grew up, that was in the 1980s. It's a very common that parents would shout out you or something when you did something, or your voice is not heard if two adults are talking, and then you have to talk to your parents or something. You are not allowed to do that. They will tell you to go in the corner or do something. But here in Norway, it's very important to listen to the child. They have something to say. They are also just in the kindergarten school. We have children. They are also uh, menes. I need to. It's better to tell this one in Norwegian. De er små mennesker. Små mennesker. They have also their own feelings. They have their own identity. So, but then follow your way of uh, parenting without even uh, even without the child to be harmed actually. Yeah, but don't let the child, because there are some cases which I heard from other, not only Filipino parents in the kindergarten but other parents also. They were afraid of the barnabarn, so they told to listen to the child. They have also their ideas, or something like that. But you are the parent. If they started shouting at you or something, don't be afraid to put them in place also. But then you have to be very, very careful. You have to be very, um we call that one tidily. You need to talk to your child, not not shout. Don't shout, but you need to talk to the child, explain why you don't, the child would, why you have to said no, or the child is not allowed to do what he wanted. You are the parent. You still have it's you who has the obligation to read a child properly. Yeah, as I said, they are their own persons. Yeah, human beings with rights. That's how it is. Yeah. Mm, yeah, we have a game actually. You have to join that one. You need to get your cell phone. I will try it too. Okay, in this Mentimeter, you need to you there is a question there.
Um, it says here for the first question, which rights of the child do you think we really practice?
Yeah, do we really we really practice in the Philippines, Filipino perspective?
I'm gonna- Yeah, so do you have an answer for this, Lorraine? Which rights of the child do you think we really be practicing? I guess
I
all of
think
the rights.
all of them, all of the five rights, as mentioned earlier, we all practice it.
Yeah, and I think that's
I,
very important that
I think
we
probably
practice
here
those.
in Norway that's being practiced. But if we have to talk about in the Philippines, I think I would say not all are being practiced. Yeah, I would say for the comparison of both. So probably if, yeah. I cannot say much more about our country because we are in a third world country, and we are now in Norway. So we think that since Norway is a bit strict on a lot of things, so I think they practice all of the rights for these children, and I think knowing about the samfunnskunnskap, I think uh, rem- uh, these rights are really being practiced so much that um, since I work also in a Barnahage because I've experienced or observed that from the different ansat, yeah, and also with the children likewise.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you also, Tia Lorraine. So I think we should practice all of those rights mentioned, especially here in Norway. So in the Philippines, it might be like kind of difficult to do it because not everything are like, for example, the right to shelter. If we are to compare here in the Philippines, and the Philippines, we can see a lot, or people living in not very good situation are very visible. So yeah, it's, if we are in the Philippines, it's kind of difficult or hard to like apply, or yeah, apply those rights.
Yeah,
But here
and
in Norway, I think we need to practice those.
I would say that this country is healthy, but very healthy. Unlike us, we cannot have so much right for education. Not all people or not all children can afford to go to school. We don't have good nutrition. You know, we don't in a third world country. You don't expect children to be eating, most especially, 3 times a day or things like that.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
protection, as we say, also, some children are kind of being bullied. Uh, you know, we can say that some children are also being raped at a very young age. So I don't think, so, so I think,
so the
yeah,
next question. What are the
okay.
keywords or ideas from the article you just read? Which article was that, Tilray?
I think some keywords that I just learned right now. Yeah, I mean, from reading it, is what word is that? Medverkning,
Oh,
participation.
never.
Yeah,
Huh.
and medbestemmelse. It's
Mhm.
a co-determination involvement. Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't know if I'm right. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ma'am Felicel.
I think like yeah, what she has mentioned, medverkning and what was it, medbestämmelse.
Med, med
Med
bestämmelse.
medbestämmelse. Yeah.
It's just like medvirkning. They are almost the same, but then med bestämmelse. Med means you are with someone.
Mhm.
They have to listen to your ideas, but it's not all the time you need to listen to that idea. You
Yeah,
can express it, but sometimes they take into consideration, but it's not always they should do it,
yeah,
because in kindergarten context, there are a lot of children. If you listen to one child, you need to do that, and the other child wanted to do that one, then it would be chaos. So there is also this we call we need to do it what the
yeah.
majority
Mhm.
likes.
Yeah.
But medvirkning also, it's all almost the same. But it's much more powerful, actually, powerful word. Um, because in a small child, especially 1 year old, 2 years old, they don't have so much words. They can only express through actions what they want. So in the kindergarten context, we see through their actions what they like. So that is medvirkning, and then through their actions, through their body language, uh, we we read their body language, and then we just interpret, actually. We observe what they like, and then out from those observations we do things for the child. For example, if a child is really uh, really like to they don't have words, but they wanted to listen to music, something like that. So if they are pointing something, pointing for the phone or something, or the uh, audio or something, then we need to interpret. Okay, you really like to listen to music or something, then we go and take the telephone or something and then listen to music, something like that. That's mid-reading. And it's much more than that also. When we make our lesson plans, we need to take that into consideration.
I
Mm.
have
Yeah.
to agree with you that with that, Felicia, because from my observation also, Kubarnahage, for example, if a child is sleepy or
Mm.
they usually cry or
Mm.
they usually suck their thumbs and things like that if they are hungry. And some of I have observed from the children when they are sleepy, they try to sleep on on the floor, so they cannot express what they want since I'm in the, for example, the mindre section or abdeling department. So I just use my my sense of observation
Mm.
to just check on the children. And but one thing I'd like to also share on that is that, for example, we have a different nationality. He's not Norwegian. He's not or the same as Filipino like us, but also some other children who are with different nationalities, like who cannot speak Norwegian. For example, from Ukraine, so they just use some sign language, sign, it's not sign languages, but they just show or things like that. So it's hard to also understand them. So sometimes, if I would just share, we study also their language so we can understand them also in the same way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually know we talked about a while ago about this. It's very difficult or both of you actually. In Norwegian context, it's difficult to practice this. The first question and practicing, because even though I am in kindergarten, I'm still a Filipino.
Yeah.
I grew up as a Filipino. I grew up with Filipino parents. I came here when I was 26. So this values, this kind of how my parents um, uh, way of child rearing my parents. We call it what we call it one we call it one in Norwegian, bagasje. You have your own baggage at your back, uh,
Yeah.
which could give a very big impact in how you see a child. So
Yes.
that's but when you go to the Barnhagelare running, you need sometimes those not good values, how you perceive a child, how you see a child, you need to put it back in your bag. You need you have to be very professional in dealing with children. Um, Even though sometimes maybe a child, as you said, they are crying, you don't understand, and your patience is just running out. What should I do? Should I shout out the child or something? No, you need to take a deep breath. Because that's how they are. Sometimes they use in the Philippines. We have different approach in how to rear a child. But in Norway, you just need to be, you need to show that you are professional. And as an adult also, it's not only in the kindergarten, but as a parent, it's very important to be the bigger one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree to that also. And
Mm.
I think you need to be really, really be patient because it's really different here in Norway compared to Philippines on how
Mm.
we discipline also the children. Um, regarding also, I have a question, ma'am, regarding the question asked by PC earlier. PC Rose, do you need to also study or become a teacher to be part of the Barnahage?
Yeah, it's a very mandatory to actually, I was a teacher in the Philippines, but it's not a kindergarten teacher. Um, but then I found out that I really like the small ones. It's my first work here when I came here in Norway in the kindergarten. So I decided you need to. There's a long way. You need to. You need these Bergens tests. You need to study. Um, you need to have Bergens test so that you can come into the university. Actually, it's either it's 3 years or 4 years. I went to 4 years because I worked um, deltid 50% in school and 50% in the kindergarten. Did I answer your question? Is there because I
Yeah,
see.
I think the Bergens test is now called Nushprøve. So before it's called Bergens test, but now it's yeah Nushprøve. So it's the same. That
Norskprøva B2, something like
yeah
that. Oh, okay. Because before it's different.
yeah
That was 10 years
that's
ago.
what
It's
I learned
different.
also.
I needed to have this Bergens test
Mm,
or what you call my friend who is also a kindergarten teacher. She took Trintre in university in Oslo.
university. Tritre.
Mm. But it's different now. It's different now. As long as you have this level B2,
Yeah.
Norskprøva to B2, C2, and from the Philippines is at the English is a no English as a medium of instruction.
Mm.
Uh, You you can come in school.
We have
It's
some
needed now.
questions. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions also from the comment section. It's from Zain. He's asking, what are the rights of children who need special behavior, for example, speech delay, child goes to normal schools, things like that.
Oh, okay. It's speech delay. How old is a child? It's I need to know how old is a child because in Norway, when it comes to speech delay, språkvansker, as we call it in Norwegian,
Yeah.
um, as I have said a while ago in one of the PowerPoints, in one of the slides, we need to coordinate with Fag Center and PPT. And it's also if they found out, they will come and observe the child, but the pedagogic leader or the kindergarten teacher, it's her obligation to um, write the necessary report about the child. But before that one, we need to um, have a meeting with the parent because in here you cannot just say to the fag center or PPT the child needs help because they have a speech delay or something. It's a long process actually. I have been I had a lot of experience with that. That's why I took this special pedagogy. Yeah, it's a long process. But then
Yeah.
if we find out that the child is only a speech delay, then you they will not give you this timer vedtak from PPT. But then it's the kindergarten teacher or the one who is working in the kindergarten would give this some kind of one-to-one with child so that they could learn much more about the language, about how they speak. But when it comes, because it's a lot of things here, is speech delay, is there something else? There is also a child who needs this, we call it logoped, the speech teacher or something. We call it logoped here in Norway, and
Mhm.
it's her expertise. They this is logoped has master, so they knew it. They knew about it. They can go to normal school, but then if they will get from the kindergarten, they will have this vedtak. It will follow the child.
Yeah.
Vedtak means it's how many hours in a week they have the right to have.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to get that one. You need it's a long process. It's step by step.
Yeah. Thank you. And we also have another question from one of our viewers. So, how often do parents talk with teachers? So, are parents required to attend all meetings at school? So, I think this question is for like uh, in grundskola. Yeah. But do you have any idea, like, yeah, how often do parents need to talk to the teachers?
I this yeah.
Or in Barnhage, do you have
In the
those?
kindergarten, we have, as I have said a while ago, we have this Uppstart samtale. If the child just began in has just began in the kindergarten, we have this uh, one-on-one meeting with the parent or parents. Um, that's how it Uppstart samtale, and we talk about how about the child. It's only about the child, and we talk also about our routines in the kindergarten. But then when the child is already started already in the kindergarten, um, we have two parent teacher meeting. It's about the development of the child, one in autumn and one in um,
Water.
um, spring, in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have also these meetings in school where we inform things, or in the kindergarten. That's, I think this is also with regards to school, because they have this also development meeting with the parents. They
Yeah,
don't get any cards, report card, what do you call that one in the Philippines, report card, where you
report
can get
card.
your grades. No, we don't have that one in the kindergarten. We don't have that
Yeah.
one also in school. So that's the reason why we have this parent teacher meeting about development of the child. But
Yeah.
if the child, if the teacher had observed that the child has something that's not with not normal, we have this extraordinary meeting with the parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And about this foreldremøte, it's not required. You are not obliged to attend to all meetings. And this parent teacher meeting also, development of the child, it's not actually you're not obliged, but it's very important, because it's the development of your child you are going to talk about with the with the with the teacher. um, and we have this also, as I've maybe what's Lorraine maybe has experienced that when parents deliver the children and come and pick up, you talk to the
Yes.
parents too,
Yes, we
right, and
always
inform
tell
them.
them, yeah, we always tell them what their child has done for the whole day and what has happened and things like that. If what are the developments the child has had in the Barnhage. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I have a question, ma'am. For example, even just because this has been also my experience, what if or how do you handle a child that is misbehaving? Because I've experienced it, and I'm not that kind of person who really hit a child or things like that. I can only say, so if you're in a barnahage, you really really have to be very patient, and you have to keep cool every time, because I've experienced being hit, being having my hair pulled and things like that, from a 2-year old boy who's also should I say the son of our chef.
Oh, okay. I haven't experienced that. But then experience I have a child before. Now, yeah, the child is shouting, crying. It's difficult to when you are going out, just lie on the floor, shouting and kicking or something like that, throwing things. That's the experience I have. But the thing is that you need to be very, I don't know the term that one in English now. Tidily.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be very precise of what you're saying to the child.
Actually,
Because
this
it's
time.
now I can see that the child is only listening to me. He's not listening because if you said to the child, okay, you can just stay here and yeah, do it or something like that, or just walk away because they pulled your. No, you need to talk and look in eye to eye that what they're doing is not good, and you have to be very consequent every time they do that to you. You have to talk to the child. You can also use a very strength your you are strict. You don't accept that kind of behavior.
So it is right. So it is just right that you say, du må bestemme,
Yeah,
styre the
styr.
child. So,
Mm.
for example, dere ikke lov,
Yeah,
eller ikke slå meg
Yeah.
fordi ikke bra. Det er vondt. So
yeah.
things like that.
I
No?
have I have rules. I in how I will deal with children like that. I can also say twice in a. No, I can say it very calmly. I don't like that. That's not good. But the third time, if they do it again, I have to change my voice tone.
Mm.
It's a little bit more strict. So every time it was okay. But then if you need to have a break, it's also possible to ask the other colleague. I wasn't able. I cannot handle now. Could you please come and help me? And then go walk away.
Mhm.
So how many, for example, ANSAT should normally be present in per department or things like that?
It's very it in my avdeling or section. I am the one pedagogue and two 9 to
Assist.
10 children from 1 to 3 because there is a I think if you heard about it pedagogue norm which has been um, uh, in 2018 I think they changed it but that for one for a child under 3 years old it should be seven children for one pedagogue. Um, but then if it's 9 children, it's 3 children under 3 years old. It should be three grundbemanning. You know that on how many adults in the section. It should be three. 3:1. The ratio is 3:1. 3 children and one adult. And the children should be under 3 years old. But when it is a big children, it should be one pedagogue is for um, 12 children. But
Right.
it's not that one. It's not that one. You need to look after one children. It's again one. The ratio is 1:6. One adult and six children.
That's for the pedagogue.
Now that's
Uh,
for grundbemanning. But for the Barnehage pedagogue, it's for the big ones, 3 to 6 years old, it's 12 children. That's
okay.
the pedagogue norm or grundbemanning, something like that. It's yeah.
Okay. We have also some other questions here from our viewers. It said here that is it halo corporal punishment allowed in Norway? As you have said, it's not.
No, it's not allowed. That's the form of kränkelse, offense on the child's right. It's it stays in the Norwegian Act actually, um, Kindergarten Act. It's not allowed. I remember, I think we have this confidentiality, but um, if a child is going to say that to the adults in the kindergarten, my mother palo or islumay or hold me hard in the arm and there it became bruised or something, that's wall in our relasyon. It's violence in yeah in the family, and I think it's one of the one very good um, example that the kindergarten needs to call the Barnabar.
Okay. We
Mm.
have more questions, po. So this is from Echo. She sent that what language do you advise the parents to use at home and outside home when taking to talking to their children?
That's very nice question because I've been telling to many of my friends who has children that it's very important to talk to the children in your own language. Norwegian, they learn in school, they learn in kindergarten, they learn in many places. But our language, they only learn from us. And it's also it says also in the kindergarten actually that it's very important to learn our language because the way we express our words um, it when a child behärska they can our language it would be easier for them also to learn the Norwegian. But unfortunately, according to my experience with my friends, they don't teach their children our own language. I don't know why.
But the thing is, sometimes for a child, is there always a dilemma because sometimes when a child speaks to you, it's like it becomes chapsui also, so to speak, because noen ganger this not they combine the languages
Combine,
that
yeah,
yeah.
but that's that's very common to combine words because they are learning. They are not perfect. We are not also perfect. We also we combine also words now, right? But it's very common. It's a kind of a resource when you combine things. But then afterwards they become bigger. They became much more adaptable in learning. So they would know that afterwards they would know that this is the proper words for this um yeah Tagalog term for the Norwegian or something. Have you? I think you always you have some children from Poland or something or other countries. They are very
um,
good because they are very um um very good in teaching their children. They only use their language at home, and then they only use also Norwegian. The child is also using Norwegian in the kindergarten or in school. A lot of Polish parents, even I knew a Polish parents. One is the mother is Polish and the father is Norwegian, but the child is very fluent in Polish. So it's advisable. Actually, it's um, there. I think both kindergartens and school already have talked about it, that it's advisable to talk to your children in your own language, mother tongue.
Okay. For example, you are an employee to a kindergarten or any school, or something like that, and some things like you see something strange in the Barnehage. Do you have to keep mum about it or silent about it, or do you need to tell somebody about it?
What
For
kind?
example,
What kind of?
some things that some employees does to children. For example,
I think it's very important. If you knew, you have the duty. You have the. It is not. It says there you are also barn for barn. You need to protect the rights of the child. So if you have seen an employee who did something not good to the child, I think it's you don't need to go directly to the student or your pedagogue, but maybe you can talk to the person involved. Do I maybe I perceive it wrongly, or this is the what I saw you did to the child is, I think it's not good. You can talk to them. Actually, I I did that once with the child, with the colleague of mine. I was giving the child is in the, what do you call it, one, seesaw, no, it's not seesaw, swing.
who's scared? Yeah, who's scared?
And I went to help another child, and colleague of mine came and took the and just take out the child. That's what I saw. And then the child cried every time, cried at once. And I talked at once to my colleague and I said, I think it's better to ask first the child if he's finished or not,
Yeah, I think
rather
so.
than taking out from the swing. But then I didn't see the whole picture. She said to me when she came, I actually asked the child that she's finished. So it's good to talk directly to the person involved.
Thank you for clarifying that,
Mm.
Poma. I think Novi,
Hi. Yes, I'm back. uh, I
do
just
we have
had a
some more
technical
questions
problem.
from our
Yeah.
viewers?
Yes. So here, do kids learn how to read, write, and count in kindergarten, or yeah, how do you impose those kunskap? What is
Yeah, they I cannot say that they learn. We teach children to write, not to write their names, but as I told you a while ago, it's a learning by doing. It's play.
Mm-hmm.
We teach
Yeah.
children to count by playing, by singing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's we need to, yeah. They learn how to write and count by through playing. So
Yeah.
playing is a part of their everyday life. So
Mm-hmm.
when you when you give a child an a command and a pen or what they call it one, then you are teaching the child to write.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hold their hand, just what we are doing in the Philippines. That you need to have this one, something like that. Remember the books with, what do you call it, one dot something, and they
Yeah.
would want to write one, two, three, and the alphabet. No, that's not what we are doing.
Mm.
It's freely. You
Yeah.
need to introduce, because yeah, um Is it one of you a
Yeah.
while ago wanted to become a kindergarten teacher? You would learn the culture and
Yeah.
creativitet. It's one of the subjects, and you would learn that the child they they learn how to write when you give them first a coupon band and let them do the drooling, something
Yeah.
like that. Group, what do you call it? Yeah,
To drool
and to
or
read.
scribble.
No, we don't teach the child to read, but we learn the ABCs and something.
Yeah.
Because when you it's the sound uh,
Mm-hmm.
they need to learn first before they can read.
I think that's not like obligatoris kay barnehagen or lære dem, and I think what they learn in they learn how to like maybe write, count, but through those activities they're
Mm,
doing, not the there's not like undervisningsopplegg, something
like,
like that. Yeah.
Um, I would just like to add something about what Ma'am Felicel said. This is all based on my experience also. It's not the same as what we have in the Philippines or in our country, that we learn things also when you're already in the nursery or kindergarten, or even as young as in the daycare, that they teach you about numbers, colors, and things like that. But here I have observed that in the home they teach the children, but in the barnhage, in the kindergarten here, it's mostly playing, eating,
mm,
sleeping, and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as ours, that we learn our children to read as early as but uh, when they're on the age of 6, that's when they start to learn the other stuff in school.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I also have
Like also to add up what you said, Lorraine, that we have also this. If you are also working in a kindergarten, right? We have this also. As I said, we have a lesson plan where we use when just like our lesson plan. Um, it's very
uh,
I think we're having a
I think Mom Filzel is having a technical issues. Yeah.
please bear with us.
Okay. Here she goes. Oh. Hmm.
child about colors or something, or use when you are outside what do you call it one, see to it that oh yeah, you want this espada, oh yeah, you can use it
Mm-hmm.
like that. You need to be very bevisst på norsk.
Yeah. All right. So I also have some personal questions, and since we're talking about like the child's right here, and you're a barnehagelærere, so could you further explain like what age, in what age the kids or the child has the right of a place in Barnahagen? So or like yeah, what age can they start, and how, what will happen if they cannot like get a place of, for example, Kommuna Barnahagen eller Barnahage Inar Område. So
It's very in Kommunala Barnehage in the public kindergartens. I think it's all. The rule is that when a child is born in August, I think they have the right to have their Barnehage Plus
mhm.
a slot in the kindergarten when the child is uh, filer ett år.
Oh yeah,
When
so when
they,
they turn 1 year old.
but when they will come 1 year old in January,
Mm-hmm.
they cannot have because it's in March you are applying, right? So
Oh,
either the parent would find
wait,
a
or
babysitter or something. So it's 1 year old when it's in August mostly because it's when we start the school year,
oh, okay.
September, October. But most of them is in August. But the problem is that in private kindergartens we have the we call detected. We have our own rules.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I work now in a private kindergarten, so we have own rules. Some private kindergartens they can have the little child when they're 10 months, but in
Mm-hmm.
our detected in our what rules, we
Mm-hmm.
can only have a child when they are 1 year old.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah,
So it means that the public kindergarten, the kids should turn 1 year old, or like, yeah, will turn
yeah.
1 year old in
Mm,
August. But
mm.
in private kindergarten, so it depends on
It
the
depends.
kindergarten. So some of
Mm,
them like accept
yeah.
below 1 year old, or yeah, something.
And we
Okay.
have also this one in my kindergarten actually, and we have I think that's also applicable in Kumunala in public. That
Mm-hmm.
if you have a brother, you are prioritized, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do that one in my kindergarten, but I'm not so sure in other. I think they do that one also in public. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do so, po.
Mm.
Do we have any more questions so far?
Yeah.
Oh, here we have a question. Do you have any advice for non-Norwegian parents whenever they are in doubt of their children's rights?
Okay. The thing is that you need to read. The first one is you need to read. But if you are in doubt, because the main problem, I think the I think the non-Norwegian parents has some utfordring. It's not a problem, but it's some kind of a utfordring. Is
Mm-hmm.
we get and we doubts. Oh, is it you need to talk to the teacher or the people who are working in the kindergarten. So because we are we are very we like to eat the white bread, right? White bread, not the with seeds or something. But here in Alnavidel in Oslo, they have this what do you call it one? It's a rule that as a parent, if you are in doubt with that, because that's also a children's side when it comes to good nutrition. Because there is a lot of children in mostly here in the in the west and yes
Yes.
in the east I think in the east area of Oslo who is a little bit obese. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but when it comes to parenting or something, it's better to talk to uh, the people who is working in a kindergarten. So because sometimes they would help you. And Barnavarn, they are not. If they knew that you are new here in Norway, it's not necessary that they will take your child away from you. They will give you guidance, counseling, so veiledning. We call I use the word veiledning because it's much more better than guidance. Guidance. The Barnavan, they are not here to come and get your child. They will come. They will help you actually. I have an experience with a parent before. They have this not so much problem, but a little bit a child. They when it comes to parenting, they they get a help from Barnavan. They were given some courses, Circle of Security or something like that. They will give you help. Even also when you don't have so much money, I think they will help you find something. I can't, not every time, but they will.
Probably that's a good thing because we're in Norway. So
Mm.
they protect, or most children are given the right to everything, kind of, So yeah,
Yeah.
as I said, children here are very healthy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Healthy Greece. Healthy Greece. Yeah, actually, here it doesn't necessary that you are born with a rich parent. You can always have your education. Uh,
yeah.
they have this state, what do you call it, loan de casa, study loan. Then you can
Yeah.
get your any degree you want.
Yeah. And for the child, I think we also have this called barn, a trig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm,
They will. Yeah, I don't have a child, but then I've heard that if you are also a single parent or something, or or you got divorced with your husband, yeah, single become a single parent, I think you will get some extra something from love or something.
yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
So you need to read your rights. Even though when I married a Norwegian, my husband didn't know about anything about no rights too, because yeah, so I need to read my rights. So
Yeah.
you need to talk to people who know who you knew that they have they experience this one. It's very important to establish a network, actually, a
Yes.
good network.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we don't have any more questions, well, I would like to thank you so much, Ma'am Felizel, for sharing your insights on the children's rights in Norway that we have acquired from you, of course. Of course, it is good to gain knowledge and understand the topic. I think our viewers agree with that,
Yeah.
right,
I agree
Novi?
with that too. Thank you so much, ma'am. And yeah, I guess we don't have any more questions for you, Felizia. So thank you so much for coming and dedicating your time today and for the exceptional presentation. So your insights and expertise made a significant impact, and we are grateful for your valuable contribution to society. And it is an honor to collaborate with you also on this program, and we hope to work with you again on our future projects. Yeah, so thank you so much and bye for now.
Thank you so much, Ma'am.
Thank you.
To say some parting words before you go. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us today in our DigiSeminar. To reiterate, we are members of the Filipino Helping Society in Norway. This program is part of the integration and voluntary activities of FHS, aimed at helping Filipinos and other minorities in Norway, as well as those in the Philippines.
Yeah, and for more DigiSeminars, remember that you can find more topics on our official Facebook page at facebook.com or fhs.org.no and watch it in our YouTube channel, the Filipino Helping Society in Norway. And also you can visit our website www.fhsnorge.org for more updates, other information drives, and to know more about our organization. Yeah, so we also want to promote the Team Newbie in Norway activities and programs. We have Språk Cafe, our monthly digital seminar. We also have tips to newbies in Norway and many more. So FHS physical Språk Cafe are now open for everyone. So every Saturday at 4 p.m. at Tulbugata 8, Oslo. Yeah.
On behalf of the Filipinska Hjälpesamfund in Norge, FHS, I would like to thank the great people who put a lot of their effort in preparing this program. The FHS Newbie in Norway team, PC Rens Nolaste, FO Mitch Nasamal, Echo Tuesday, and my co-host Novi Labesores. Also, I would like to thank all of our viewers for watching this program and making it as productive as possible. Lastly, thank you once again to our guest teacher, Mrs. Felizel Vicente Colshus. Again, this is Lorraine of Team Newbie Norway.
And this is Novi, wishing everyone a safe, calm, and cozy Saturday afternoon. FHS Tulungan sa Pangalawang Tahanan. Wishing everyone a good evening. Bye!